When you look at the various models that central banks have around the world to deal with this, do you already have a preferred model for how central banks should be looking and using cryptocurrencies?
Good morning, and thank you for having me. No, we don't have a single model, and that's for a simple reason, which is that on some of the issues you've just been discussing, like, privacy is a good example, there will be different choices and different models. And some of these choices will be political choices. So obviously the amount of privacy that you will get when paying with central bank digital currency, and who should have access to that information, should the central bank have access to core payment data? These are big questions, and we need a broad discussion, and the answer will be political. And so the bottom line is it's going to be different across countries. But what we want is to see how it interacts and how the system will work.
Okay, so if we leave politics to one side, what do you think central banks are getting right or wrong on innovation from a purely technical cryptocurrency point of view?
So that's the that's the big question we've been discussing in the BIS Innovation Summit, which started a couple of days ago and is still running with central bank governors and with industry leaders. And I guess, on the positive side, central banks have always been innovating. Look at everything they've done in terms of monetary policy instruments. The way we do monetary policy now was just unthinkable only a few years ago. And that's innovation as well. But in terms of technological innovation, because that's your question, there are challenges. One challenge is skills, getting the right people at the right place. One challenge is culture. Central banks too often have a kind of zero risk culture, while innovation assumes that you can fail forward and you can make mistakes, and that's very much not the central banking culture, and we've got to change that. And I would say the main challenge is complexity, because there is so much going on. We've been discussing all these issues in the BIS Innovation Summit, and it's really mind-boggling what's going on in the industry. The industry is on fire. It started with mobile payments, then we had DLT technology coming in. Now we have crypto, we have decentralized finance, DeFi. We have a lot going on also in the field of traditional payments. We have AI and machine learning being used increasingly in all aspects of central bank activities. So we've got first to make sense of what's happening, and second, we need a plan, we need a vision, and we don't want the industry, we don't want the big techs take the first mover advantage.
Yeah.
Some countries, Benoit, are considering banning digital currencies, banning cryptocurrencies. How does the banning of things work out?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to speak for them first. These are sovereign decisions. Second, I'm very confident that we can produce the right regulatory framework also for cryptocurrencies, protecting investors. And in some cases, there might be illicit activities going on using crypto, and then these have to be banned, obviously. But I'm on the positive side. I think we're going to work out the right regulatory framework.
Is there a first mover advantage?
Is that for central bank digital currency, or?
Exactly. Is there a first mover advantage up for grabs right now?
No, I wouldn't say so, because all countries are different. If you look at the Chinese project, it's very domestic. It's really fit to the Chinese financial system and the way they work and the way they want to regulate it, including in terms of data and privacy. And that wouldn't work elsewhere because they're different. And so each country will go their own way. And in that sense, I don't think there is a first mover advantage. But as I said, the risk is that big tech companies will lock in the first mover advantage, and that they will create an ecosystem that is not fit for CBDC to emerge. And we want CBDC to be possible because it's a matter of public policy and it's a matter of common good. So we need that vision that kind of bridges what's going on now in terms of stable coins, all kind of good private initiatives, and the future which will be organized around CBDC. And we need to map it out so that everyone can go on their own journeys.
But Benoit Cœuré, how do you see central banks, cryptocurrencies actually sitting with mainstream things like Bitcoin? Maybe not mainstream, but more mainstream than what central banks are doing. Are they competitors? Do they sit side by side?
No, they're not. They're not. I mean, Bitcoin can be an investment instrument, and it's not for me to judge on that and to advise on that. But it has failed the test of being a currency. It has failed the test of being a payment instrument, just because the user value is moving around so much. And so central banks are focused on instruments that will provide liquidity, that will provide safety, and that can be used as a commodity in the global payment system. And that's why we want to look into central bank digital currency. So crypto has its place under the sun, but it's different. It's not a payment instrument.
How important is control of currencies for central banks? Is the fear of losing control part of what's at play here?
No, it's not about control. It's about providing security to citizens. I mean, the remit that is given to central banks by parliaments, by citizens, is to protect financial stability, and we want to be able to just do it. And if you want to ensure financial stability, you need to be able to inject liquidity at the heart of the system, to be a lender of last resort, and that's what we've been doing in real-time gross settlement systems, and that's what we want to keep doing in a digital ecosystem, and that's what CBDC is about.
Benoît Cœuré, do you think DM, the new name for Libra, is on track to succeed?
I don't want to pass a judgment on that. There are regulatory processes in different places. The only thing I can say is that it has to be a global discussion. It wouldn't be wise to authorize a global stablecoin without global coordination. I'm pretty confident that this is taking place.